Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. That's the 2024 Aston Martin DB12, and if I was ever going to buy one of those, it would be the hardtop as you see there, and not the convertible. As CarWow on YouTube did a review of the convertible one, and there's some nasty little things in it that for a car in a £200,000 price range is just totally unacceptable. I would either choose that one because it's V8, or the V8, the Bentley Continental, which is interior wise it's a lot better than that, as it's a lot more luxurious. But first I've got to have that kind of money, and I ain't, so it's a moot point. Anyway, enough about that. Oh, and I like that colour on the Aston. Anyway, as you know, there's been lots and lots of retail closures all across the United States, and I've noticed over here in England as well. Now, a lot of these closures are predominantly clothes shops, and looking around, I found this. As you can see, it's called The Street, and this was done on 18th of September last year. Popular women's clothing retailer filed bankruptcy. These are in America, and closes stores. If you go down, it's a site called Furnishings has filed a Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and that's the kind of shop that it is. As you can see, all women's stuff, and it's based in St. Louis. I don't know what state that's in. Has a large following of 44 brick and mortar locations in its e-commerce operations. Apparently the brick and mortar locations are going to be closing down, and its e-commerce operations will carry on with the business. Now, it's, as you can see, soft surrounding and thoughtfully curated retailer women's apparel, women's clothes, home stuff, shoes and accessories, merchandise. Now, women are finding guys don't want to date them, so they haven't got access to their guys' money and resources, and they're going to have to use their own money and resources, and thus they're finding how the real world works, and they don't want to be spending their own money, so women are probably cutting back on buying clothes from places like Soft Furnishings, and here's the result, i.e. the MGTOW effect. Now, it says it's filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and we close all its stores. The brand won't be going away, and it'll just concentrate on the e-commerce section. And the other one is Coldwater Creek. I had a look at that earlier, and Coldwater Creek is also a shop predominantly or totally focused on women's apparel and women's stuff, and that would be the same affecting them as what's affecting soft surroundings, i.e. women need to buy stuff with their own money, and they're finding they can't do it because all the bills that really need to be paid first are taking all the disposable income. Now, guys don't need all that much, but women tend to buy more clothes than men, and it just yakking about it. And that's article. Now, this is only part of what's happening right across America, as I found this on CNN Business. This was done February the 27th this year. How America's one great department stores become a dying breed. And it goes down. The fading giants, Macy's, Sears, J.C. Penney offer a selection of products and convenience for shoppers. But if you scroll down, J.C. Penney, you see, is all women's apparel, and at the back there with the makeup, and the same thing with the soft surroundings. Women are finding with no men in their life, they're going to have to spend their own money, and they're going to find out that they haven't got the income to buy stuff like this, and thus J.C. Penney is feeling the financial pinch via the MGTOW effect. De Beers is an also other thing that will probably be affected soon. Guys don't need to buy a ring, earrings, necklaces or bracelets. These are women's things. A woman's not going to buy these things with her own money for herself. She's going to wait to see if she can get a guy, possibly a top 10% or 1% guy, to buy them for her. And it's the pandemic that they're using as the whipping boy for this, but the elephant in the room is women and feminism have driven men away, and these retail stores are starting to feel the effect. Now, I've been saying for a few weeks, it's called the MGTOW effect, but they don't want to address that elephant in the room. And Macy's, and it's Sears. Now, also, this was done on March 15th, the real deal. This was done in February, so this is sort of spreading through the mainstream media that still doesn't understand the MGTOW philosophy and the reason why it's come about. Retail closing stores in 2024. Then it gives a list. Outdoor Voices. I don't know what these shops do. All of you being Americans would know, but I've never heard of some of these shops. Austin headquarters and athleisure clothing chain. I would say that they stock a lot of women's clothes. Famous for his exercise dress. Now, what's an exercise dress? Everyone say exercise dress or size 8 ones on sale right now. Yeah, women's stuff. Outdoor Voices, women's apparel. Women are not buying stuff with their own money, so they're having to close shops. Family Dollar. MGTOW guys don't have families, so you don't need a Family Dollar. You don't need to shop at Family Dollar. Hence, it's closing businesses. The Body Shop. They had a body shop here in Warrington. Now, I never ever saw a guy in there. All the people I saw shopping in there were women and women with children. But anyway, that's also a MGTOW effect. Women are cutting back on their expenditure in places like that. Macy's. Now, they probably do the women's apparel. Tuesday morning, I had a look at that. Affordable home decor. I sent furniture, bedding, bath, kitchen toys and seasonal decorations. Guys who live on their own don't need any of that kind of thing. That's mostly things which women buy. Kmart, it says going out of business, but in Australia and New Zealand, Kmart still got 300 shops, so in those two countries they're doing quite well. Bed Bath and Beyond, another thing for housing thing which women would buy and which women require in their home. Sears, we all know that. Amazon shutting shops. The Go Physical stores in America, 29 of them, they're shutting up shop. David's Bridal, as covered before, we all know that they've gone partly belly up because the wedding industry has started to severely contract. Foot Locker, kids footwear. Once again, MGTOW men don't have children, so there's no need for buying shoes for children as the children outgrow the shoes. Rite Aid, I don't know what they do. And once again, but Bye Baby, they don't cohabit with a woman, don't marry a woman, and certainly don't have children with a woman, even though the paternity fraud is rife in America. That's also having the MGTOW effect. Burger King, you don't need to eat that because you need to eat healthily, i.e. the MGTOW effect. Looking after yourself, which means looking after your health. Regal Cinemas also closing with all the crap that's coming out of Hollywood recently. I'm not surprised. Kroger and Albertsons. It's a supermarket. Guys don't need to buy as much food as a woman does where she got a husband and children. So that's also having the MGTOW effect. Christmas tree shops. Guys don't bother about Christmas. That's for children. And if a MGTOW man doesn't have any children, then there's not much point shopping there. And Z Gallery, stagnant housing market, home goods retailer once again. A guy doesn't need a 4-bedroom house, small 2-bedroom apartment. Does a guy? It does me, because that's where I live in. Toys R Us, once again, no children, because he's a MGTOW, so he doesn't need to shop at Toys R Us. And that's that. Moving on, again, Money Talks News. This was done on 19th of March this year. 7 retailers are closing a batch of stores this year. Slumping sales. That's the MGTOW effect. Guys don't need to shop as much as women. Guys don't need as much as women. So they're not bothering to bother shopping there, and thus the shops are closing. Theft and bankruptcy. There's always been common thieves around. And bankruptcy is the stores up to their ears in debt, and all the cheap and easy money has run out, and now the bills are coming in, and they've got to start cutting costs and trimming all the deadwood, hence unproductive branches. As you can see, stores closing. Dollar Tree. I don't know what they do. Family Dollar. MGTOW men don't need to shop there. Best Buy. A guy can only have so much tech. He doesn't need that much. And there's Macy's, as you can see. Makeup, women's apparel, everything there is aimed at women. And if women have to use their own money, they're going to have to see what they really need and what they can do without. Rite Aid, pharmacy, Food Mart. Women in America are taking a lot of antidepressants. Women take more phone centers. They're more focused on the phone than guys. And once more, the guys don't need to buy that much food. My grocery bill per week is round about 40, maybe £50, but usually about 38 to 48 pound a week. Walgreens, a pharmacy, that's also shutting. And finally, I found this on Financial Buzz. 13 stores are most likely to go bankrupt and close in 2024. This was done on April 11th this year. The Joanne, J.C. Penney have shown before, Neiman Marcus there, a luxury shop in Beverly Hills. On YouTube, I've seen that all the shopping areas around Beverly Hills with restaurants, bars, and associated things, hairdressers, they've all shut up shop. The MGTOW effect seems to be in all sectors of the American retail economy, because even the main shopping area of San Francisco is all boarding up shops and people are moving out. The Rite Aid, I don't know what they're, a pharmacy. Foot Locker, that covered before, with children's clothes and children's shoes. They no need to sell them, so the sales have gone down. Stitch Fix, the Container Store, if you're moving house and you want to store stuff. Guys who are MGTOWs don't need to move house that much. Express, clothing retailer Express, I would imagine they also sell a lot of women's clothes. Fossil brand watches, guys don't need many watches. I've still got watches from when I graduated from university, what mum and dad bought me. I've had that for getting on for 26 years. I don't need another watch. Besides, nobody buys watches these days because every mobile phone has a clock in it. and Petco, pet retailers, the probably cats, has some struggles with debt once again. All the cheap money's run out, so the bills are coming in and the cash flow has dried up. Lowell's, never heard of them. Steinmart, home goods and clothing, once again probably a lot of women's clothes. Big Lots, and that's that. But it all boils down to the MGTOW effect, and that's affecting women's clothing and the department stores. And this list, if you go down, David's Bridal was the first big name casualty of the MGTOW effect, but retailers are closing up like mad, and it's not going to stop for a long while yet. And the 2030, with 45 or 52% of American women being childless and single, is going to dramatically affect even more of these types of clothes retail and places. We're not seeing anything yet, as they say, so it's a case of watch this space. I'll see if I can find some more on this, but for now, the MGTOW effect is having more effect on the entire American economy than the American establishment wants to admit. But anyway, I think I'm on the 20-minute now, probably getting well over that. So, you know the routine, people. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe, etc. It's completely up to you. So until next Monday, that's it for this one. Bye bye.